What's up? What's up? What is up? What is going on, everybody? We got a good amount of people hopping on here right now. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get this live rocking. And I wanted to do a live for a very long time. To be honest with you guys, I've just been so busy, as most of you guys know. I mean, some of you know. I don't know about most of you, but I know for the most part, there's a good amount of you that know that I was actually just in the process of moving. So as you guys see, I'm not in my old like little office studio that I had in my apartment. This is the new one. So I got my new one out here. We did move. We got not really a bigger space, but more of a like nicer, homier space. So I kind of like this. I like this vibe. And this is this is what you guys are gonna be seeing me do videos from now on. So I haven't put anything together like whatsoever. And it's literally been like a week and a half because I don't know what it is that I'm gonna do with this room. So everything kind of just looks the way it is at this point. But yeah, so I wanted to hop on here with you guys. Finally got the chance, got the opportunity to. I got the family is out of the house, so I got a little bit of free time, some free space. And as you guys know, I am no longer on GoLive. So how many of you here, by the way, how many of you here that are watching right now, whether you are live with me or whether you're going to be watching the replay, if you are live, dropping in the live chat, or if you're watching the replay, dropping in the comment section, how many of you here used to follow me on GoLive? How many of you here used to get on my GoLive sessions where we used to teach you guys how to trade, teach you a strategy, teach you, really how to tap in and be profitable and consistent with binary options? Let me know in the chat, in the live chat below, if you guys are on the live, and if you are watching the replay, let me know that. Let's get it. Let me make sure my chat is up. Let's go. Let's go. Right, so it's actually this is pretty interesting. So you guys know that around the time it was almost at like the same exact time, around the time that I had literally become a GoLive educator, is also the time that I started going live on YouTube and doing some live trainings on YouTube as well. And it's kind of like a conflict of interest. It didn't really go hand in hand. It didn't work too well. But as the title says, guys, I have recently resigned. I know my inbox has been absolutely flooded. I had so many people, like literally so many people asking me, where was my GoLive channel? Am I leaving the company? Did I leave the company? Why can't they find me on GoLive no more? Why aren't my videos, my bootcamp, my trainings, why that's not on the website anymore either? And it was just a lot. It was a lot. And to be honest with you, the reason why I resigned, I mean, you can't really pinpoint it or point it down to one thing, right? You can't really put it down to one reason as I resigned. And it has 1,000% transparency, right? It's probably not what most of you want to hear, but it has nothing to really do with the company itself or like the standings of the company. That is not why I resigned or anything like that. I'm not resigning to go launch something else. So despite what, may circle around or whatever the case would be, that's not the case at all. I'm still an IM. I am still building an IM and everything like that. So nothing's changing on that aspect. I have just chose for myself to kind of not put my time into, to be honest, just to be completely honest, not really put my time into teaching on the platform anymore. And it was more of, I would say more personal reasons than anything. All right, it was more personal reasons than anything. A lot of it had to do with just the effort, to have to put into, the platform itself and just being an educator. I know a lot of people see educator as like, it's an amazing thing. Don't get me wrong. When I first got like the offer, when I first, was asked to, be an educator, I was freaking excited because who wouldn't, be excited for something like that? Like this is literally the platform that taught me how to trade, right? That, really helped me advance and get to that next level in trading. And when I got the opportunity, of course, I was freaking stoked for it. But at the same time, I did not know all the responsibility that comes with it. And then that's just being 1,000% transparent. Like being an educator is not a 1 to 2 hour thing. It's literally a 24-hour job. There's certain things that you can't do, on your daily life. There's certain things that are expected, of you, as an educator. And it was just a lot. It was just a lot of restrictions, even certain things that I couldn't do here on YouTube, certain things that I can't say. And it was too much for me, especially as you guys know, I'm also a builder, right? I also do, recruit and bring people in as well. So, I mean, I love doing that. I've been in the industry of network marketing for 9 years. So if I had to choose between, just being honest, and I know it sucks for, some of you guys that may be on the live right now because you're not on my personal team. But if I had to choose from being an educator or building the business, to be honest with you guys, I would choose building the business 100% of the time. So there was a lot that went into it. Like I said, there's not one thing that I can really pin down and say, this is the reason why. One of the biggest factors for me was the time. And again, I know it's only an hour, but when you get into, I guess, being free, right? Everyone here wants some kind of freedom, right? Can we all agree with that? Let me know in the chat, guys. You guys want freedom. For those of you who are learning how to trade, you want to learn how to trade for freedom, right? I'm assuming. Drop some sevens if you guys agree with me. All right, drop some sevens in the chat if you guys agree with me. All right. Someone said, can we finally get a technical analysis video? Yes. You can. Yes, you can. Right? But we all want some kind of freedom, to the point where, whether it be the residual income aspect, right? Making that residual income and being able to leave something behind for your family, a passive income, building a legacy, whether it be learning how to trade and making a bunch of money and, kind of wanting the freedom, for that as well. And just not having to rely on a job for your income, or not having to put your time into something that is taking away from the reason why you're actually doing something, if we're being completely honest. And it got to a point where I found myself really almost like regretting missing out on certain things. And it got to a point where I was asking myself, like, why are you accepting this? Like, why are you putting yourself through this? Like, you're not average, right? And there's nothing wrong, right? If you got a job or whatever the case may be, but it's like you work your butt off to get to where it is that you are. You're not average. You don't have to deal with this kind of stuff. And like, for example, I used to, I love taking my son to school. I love picking my son up from school. That's, my son, as you guys know, I grew up with a single father, my entire life, just watching my dad work. It wasn't really a lot of time spent with my dad. So I always did very much cherish the time that we did have, like going to the movies together and stuff like that. But I always said that, like, when I started my family and I got to the point in my life where I'm able to take care of myself or whatever the case may be, I just started my family, started doing what I had to do. I was going to do everything in my power to make sure that I didn't have to miss out on those things, like family time, right? So it got to a point where literally I find myself taking my son to school in the morning, sometimes being able to pick him up depending on, if I'm out, working on a business, if I'm out, even doing YouTube stuff, content, whatever the case may be. So sometimes I will pick him up. But the thing is that he'll get home at like 5, right? Get home at like 5, does his homework, right? Eats dinner at around, 6:37. And literally I'm getting on GoLive. If you guys know, I'm getting on GoLive at, right at 9. I also run the business as well. So I have business calls. I found myself 4 nights out of the week, which is probably not a lot for some of you here. But 4 to 5 nights out of the week, I found myself not being able to spend any time whatsoever with my family. And what I mean by that is that, of course, yeah, you know what? I don't work, right? I don't do anything during the day, but my family also isn't really home during the day. Whether, wifey's out running errands or, doing, female things, right? Whatever you girls do, during the day. We had like little lunch dates and stuff like that, which was cool. But it's like also, like my son, I feel like I only seen him on weekends, right? So I think that, if I'm being honest, that was probably one of the biggest factors, was the fact that I was putting a lot of time, a lot of effort into what I could and couldn't do in my day-to-day life. And again, I want to make this clear, like, I'm not going to go deep into details and stuff like that with everything that we can and cannot do as educators, but it's a lot of restrictions for it. There's not much reward that comes with it, if that makes sense. And again, there comes a point where you kind of have to be selfish at some point. You are doing what you got to do to take care of yourself, to take care of your family, whatever the case may be. But there comes a point where you have to be kind of selfish, and you go out there and just, do what's best for you and your family. And that was it was one of the things for me, GoLive just is not as lit, to be honest with you. It's not as lit as it looks. And on top of that, now that I'm not an educator, I can say it freely. I really like trading regular style binary options, man. I don't get me wrong, man. NADEX is lit. I like NADEX. NADEX is cool. NADEX is safe. If you guys want the safest route to go ahead and trade binary options, NADEX is probably the way to go, right? I mean, not even probably, it is the way to go. But the truth of the matter is, 1,000% honest, I would much rather prefer doing my 3-minute positions you know, providing you guys with live trading sessions that I used to do here on YouTube and just running it up like that, man. That's when I felt like I was having the most fun. And you guys are gonna see. I'm not gonna be on Vibe Forex anymore because you guys know what happened with me and Vibe Forex. I'm not, just not a fan of Vibe Forex. All right. Let me see my stream health real quick. And yes, guys, if you guys get on my GoLive, I know some of you guys on YouTube, you're probably brand new to all of this, but I never wear my glasses, so you're gonna see me squinting a lot. I usually have my glasses on when I'm doing the live streams, whatever the case may be. But back to what I was saying before, I think the stream should be good now. All right, I think I should be good now. Let me know in the chat real quick, guys. All right. It's very weird. We don't really have the living room and stuff like that set up, so the router is like sitting on the floor. So I just usually lift it up a little bit, and that usually helps. So hopefully that helped. But yeah, guys. So back to what I was saying. I completely lost my train of thought. But yeah. So now that I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, the restrictions, stuff like that. Being 1000% transparent with you guys. I'm much like I enjoy binary options, to be honest with you. And there's nothing wrong with you know, like NADEX and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with NADEX. I'm good at NADEX. Right? I've been slapping NADEX. I've taught a lot of people how to trade on NADEX as well. I got a fire strategy. I'll probably drop it on YouTube, being that I'm not a GoLive educator anyway, right? But I got a fire strategy on NADEX and stuff like that. But it just wasn't fun to me, man. And that's the biggest thing, man. If it's not fun, I'm done, right? And so that was another component to it. The fact that I had to, as you guys know, I've said it multiple times, we have to trade, you know, on that platform, which is not a platform I was very fond of in the beginning. After a while, you get used to it. But even then, it kind of takes, it takes the binary. It takes the binary. How many of you here, drop an N in the chat, how many of you here have ever traded on NADEX before? Have ever opened NADEX, have ever tried NADEX, whatever the case may be? How many of you here have ever like been on NADEX before? Let me know in the chat real quick. Who here has ever been on NADEX? Let me know in the chat box. So the reason why I'm asking this is because it's like, you guys know that if you've ever been on or traded on NADEX before, you know that it's very different, man. It really does. It takes, as I say, it takes the binary options out of binary options. Like it literally, it takes the binary options trading out of binary options trading. So it's almost like a completely different style of trading. Like it's not the same. You know, I don't like this. I feel like on my screen, it's like I have to be either super bright or super dark. And I can't figure out why. Maybe it's the brightness. Oh, that'll probably help. Yeah, I think that does help a little bit. Right? So NADEX takes the binary options out of binary options. And don't get me wrong, it's not bad. Like I said, it's not bad. You know, it's not a bad way of trading. If you're used to that and that's the way you want to do it, that's fine. I have a lot of people, even in my IM team, that, you know, I taught them my NADEX strategy and they trade NADEX. They don't want to go like to pocket option or whatever the case may be. They don't want to do that. They're like, I have no problem with NADEX. You know, I'm just going to run it up here. And I don't think there's any issue with that. I just personally, I cannot see myself doing it long term. Right now, at least. Right now. Maybe in the future as I get older, I will develop more patience and I will be on NADEX a little bit more. But right now, I just, it's not for me, man. It's not for me. Right? It's not for me. All right. Let me see. Yeah, I know. You know, the thing is, I don't know. You guys can tell me why, but I think a lot of people resonate with like my GoLives and stuff like that. I just like to have fun, man. I think that's what it is, man. I think trading is naturally a very boring thing, right? It's naturally a very boring thing. So it's like, you have to have fun with it. The more fun you have with it, the more appealing it's going to be. And once people actually start learning, you understand that trading really isn't that complicated. As you guys know, I always say it on my lives, right? On my GoLives when we're teaching. But when you're thinking about trading, like a lot of people have like this big misconception of trading and how trading is so hard and, you know, it's complicated or whatever the case may be. You know, all you have to do is, all right, all you have to do is really just tap in and understand that it's you know, it's patterns, right? It's the market's moving in patterns. So if you're finding these patterns and the patterns are happening over and over and over again, it's really not that hard. It's not that complicated to really sit down and just like be able to identify or learn a few patterns, right? You get that down, you know, things should be good from there. All right. where's my AirPod? So let's talk about enough of that stuff, man. Do you guys, who here has any questions for me? You guys got any questions? I know I get inbox all the time, right? I wanna just chill. We're gonna chill. We're gonna talk tonight. You know, nothing too crazy. I was just hopping on, I was gonna say I'm just hopping on GoLive, right? I'm just hopping on YouTube Live to talk to you guys, see what's up. Like I told you guys before, I do want to do more lives and stuff like that. You know, obviously with being an educator, there was only so much I could do, or say on live. So it's like I didn't really want to do it. I wasn't excited to do it. But now that I'm here with you guys and I don't have to worry about that, what's up, man? How's it going? Let's see if I can get some music or something on here. So someone said advice for funded challenges slash opinions on it in general. So my biggest thing, I keep telling people, I don't obviously I can't have much of an opinion on funded challenges because I don't trade MC4 anymore. I haven't traded MC4. Well, I can't say I haven't traded, but I haven't traded it consistently in a very long time. Right? I haven't traded MC4 consistently in a very long time. I usually just get on. I know, like, for some of you, you probably seen. I think it was while I was moving. I had placed a few trades on MT4 because I didn't really have my setup here, binary options wise. So, I was just easier to just trade from my phone and do that through MT4. But my thing is with funded challenges. So even with the account that I just flipped, right? And of course, past results, does not guarantee future return or anything like that. But if you guys are within my group, if you're in my group, with the company, or you've probably just seen my Instagram or whatever the case may be. Last week, the week before, I funded a small account. It was about $100, and I was scalping. I was just scalping real quick, and I flipped that 100 to, to be honest with you, a little over 800, almost 900 in like 3 days. And like a bunch of people that I know personally asked me, why didn't I just do a funded account? Because obviously you would have made way more money than that. My thing is that when I trade, right? So, and I don't know how you guys feel about this as well, but when I trade, I already have like my strategy, my confirmation, I have my risk to reward, and everything like that already set. So I just feel like there's just a lot of rules to funding challenges. There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of things. Like, for example, when I trade, I to be honest with you, when I'm on MT4, what I do is it's very simple. I'll scalp. I'll twin trade. So one will be a scalping position. One will be a position that I hold and I let ride out, right? And I trail my stop loss. So even if it does pull back down, it's gonna hit a stop profit. So I always twin trade. I scalp one position. I let the next one ride out. And obviously, if you do a funded challenge, even if you're in profit, you could be like super in profit, right? If you have any kind of drawdown whatsoever, and based on the challenge itself, obviously you'll fail the challenge. So like all like the little restrictions and stuff like that, I personally I don't do it. I just don't have the patience for it. I kind of don't need to do it either, so that's probably another reason why. But I just don't have the patience for it. I'm not a swing trader, so I think that's another big thing is that I don't hold my trades long term. So I just can't see it benefiting me. I scalp. Even when I'm on MT4, I'm a big scalper, and I'm not on MT4 often. So even then, again, trying to get into that kind of stuff, I don't get into it. I don't really have much of an opinion on it. I do know a few people that do it, and they make their money on it, but it's not for me. If you're a long-term MT4, I guess you can rock that out. But yeah, nah. All right. I have NASDAQ in the real time on my trading route, but it's pointless, right? Because I only use pocket option. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, wait, what do you say, like, Joe, as far as like trading NASDAQ? Are you talking about just like, what's your question? Is it you talking about like trading NASDAQ? So I do have Zoom sessions. So here's the thing, and then again, I know it sucks, but all of my trainings are now, they're pretty much I'll be honest, they're either gonna be here on YouTube. I'll have a few things here on YouTube, but for the most part, a lot of the trainings, especially the GoLive ones, are going to be on my team website, and it's a little bit hard to. I mean, if it was up to me, right? If it was up to me, I don't have a problem with sharing that with everyone that's active in IM. The only problem is that I have no way of telling if you're not on my team. I have no way of telling if people are actually active or not, and it's also extra work for me to have to because what we do is on our team, it's very simple. We have our team trainings, we have all of our stuff, all of my it's in my trainings, binary options, trading in general. All of my trading trainings are on our team website, and it's password protected. And what we usually do is we update that password every month to make sure that obviously the following month, if you remain active, if you're still an active member of the community, that you have the new password and you can go ahead and access that. So I have hundreds of people that obviously want that, but then my thing is as well is if I just go out there and I give the password to everybody, not knowing exactly who's active and who's not in the company because you're not on my team, then there could be some big backlash with that. So I do the Zoom. I still do Zoom trainings for the squad. I do have a boot camp and everything like that for the squad, but it's not like public. It's not like out there. So that's why. But that's also why I want to kind of start doing more YouTube lives, and kind of emulate, in a sense, what I used to do on GoLive, emulate that on YouTube now. All right, I'm trying to find like some nice little background music or something. No vocals. All right, let me read the chat. Let's get to the chat. Oh, I like that. All right, let's see what you guys are saying on here. Thank you, man. Thank you. Let's get it. You can trade NASDAQ on pocket options, can you? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't even look at, to be honest with you, if I don't care to trade it, like I don't explore that far. So like I don't look at the stocks portion of pocket. I don't look at the crypto portion of pocket. I don't look at any of that. Let's see. I thought I could take calls and puts on stocks and pocket option, but it's OTC. Yeah, there's a lot of OTC, guys. By the way, you shouldn't be trading OTC. I'll probably make a whole YouTube video about that, but I know there's a lot of people that trade OTC, man. Stay away from OTC. Do not trade OTC. It's not worth it. All right, it is not worth it. And I know it's a little bit annoying sometimes because you kind of have to cater your trading around the actual broker or platform not offering you OTC, which kind of annoyed me at first with pocket option, which is why I went ahead and started trading on Vive Forex. But the Vive Forex, as you guys already know how I feel about those platforms, man. If you don't, IQ Cent, Vive Forex, Race Option, Binary Cent, stay far, far, far away from those platforms. Okay, stay far, far away. All right. But I've never. So my thing is why I choose pocket. I've never had issues with pocket option. I think that's the biggest thing. So I had one issue with pocket option when I had first started using it. I think it was probably like in 2019 and 2020. I had an issue where my deposit had gotten lost, right? And for most people, and this is just the truth, man. For most people would have started freaking out, especially if you deposit a large amount of money, right? Most people started freaking out because of all the reviews and stuff like that online. I'm in network marketing, man. I'm used to bad reviews online. So I understand the internet's a bathroom wall. You can write whatever you want on the internet and get away with it with no fact or anything, to kind of support it. But my point is that in the beginning, I did have one issue with Pocket Option. It was I made a deposit and my deposit got lost, right? And when I say it got lost, it's crypto. So crypto is obviously, it's on the internet, man. So apparently it never showed up in my account. And I contacted customer support. They couldn't find it either. And what they had asked me was, they asked me to provide them with the hash ID for the transaction. So this is actually a tip for you guys, because not a lot of people know this, and I didn't know it until I actually obviously figured it out for myself. But when you're trading, or when you make that transfer with crypto, you want to make sure that, my bad, I was reading something. You want to make sure that you don't do it on Cash App. So I know I have Cash App videos, okay, and how to deposit or how to send money with crypto and stuff like that. How many of you guys here have Cash App, by the way? All right, drop a Cash App in the chat real quick. If you guys have Cash App, if you live in the United States and you use Cash App. All right, but I would say don't use Cash App. I keep saying Cash App. Don't use Cash App. Here's why. It's because with Cash App, the platform, you know what? I don't know about now. I can't speak about now. A year and a half ago, they did not provide what was called the hash ID. So a hash ID is essentially like, it's like, when you make a bank transfer and it has like a specific number or something like that on it, that's what your hash is, right? So Cash App does not provide the hash ID. So I had to go through a bunch of things. I had to contact Cash App themselves and let them know that my Bitcoin transfer had gotten lost, and I'm trying to find the hash ID, and they kept telling me they don't provide it until eventually I got super lucky. I just kept annoying them. They actually provided me with the hash ID. So it's not that they don't. For some reason, they just choose not to. And obviously, sometimes you'll get that good customer support representative that does it for you, I guess. But it took honestly 4 or 5 days for me to finally get the hash ID. And as soon as I gave it, though, as soon as I provided it to Pocket Option, the transfer went through right after that. So the one issue that I did have with it would have been enough to kind of, number one, scare a bunch of people away, but number two, kind of piss certain people off. But I understand, because I know crypto, man. I obviously in the academy we learn a lot about crypto, a lot about the Web3. We learn about that, a lot about that kind of stuff. So I knew that if the transaction had gotten lost, chances are it had nothing to do with Pocket Option and everything to do with the transaction itself just being lost in space. Now, when I say nothing to do with Pocket Option, obviously there is a portion to be blamed. Obviously their system or whatever it is that they do, I think they used to do it manually. I don't know if they still do it manually, but I think it had to be approved manually before, which was a horrible system. By the way, guys, if you're watching this right now, make sure you drop some likes for me, man. Put a like. If you're watching it live, drop a like on the video, man. Right? Drop a like. The likes are pretty low. The views are pretty high. Right? They got to match, man. We got to have some balance here, okay? So I can continue to do these lives with energy and actually want to do them. So, long story short, it helps the YouTube algorithm, by the way. So, long story short, the one issue that I did have was very easy to solve if you just kept an open mind to actually solving it and not immediately go online and be like, oh my God, I funded my account and the money never showed up and it's a scam. So other than that, I've never had any issues whatsoever with Pocket Option. And I'm not telling you guys, this is by all means, it's not me telling you guys to go use Pocket Option. I'm not saying that. All right, I'm just telling you my experience with them. Okay, I'm not telling you go use Pocket Option. This is a referral, blah blah blah. No, that's not the case. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you my experience, why I use it, because a lot of people ask me, why don't I use some of those other platforms that look similar, that trade similar, so on and so forth. Also, Quotex. Quotex is another one. I can't say I don't have any issues with Quotex because I haven't personally really consistently used it. I used it a few times, but I haven't consistently used it, and it's really new. It's a fairly new platform. So if you guys use Quotex, I mean, maybe you guys will have a better review or a better understanding of how it goes. Let me know in the chat or in the comment box. Let me know in the comment box your opinion on Quotex. Maybe I'll check that out. Because like I said, I did try it out. It looks kind of similar to Pocket. For what I heard, Pocket has better payouts. but Quotex has some of the better features. I don't know, but yeah. So to answer the question of why I use Pocket and not some of the other ones, that's why. It's very simple. I just have never had any issues with them, and if I don't have any issues, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? That's what I was told. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's why I use that. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing way more. Like, I know I said it before, but obviously I was a little restricted before. I'm gonna start doing way more YouTube lives. And I'm gonna get creative with this, man. You know what I want to do? Let me know what you guys think about this. I think I'm gonna start like a somewhat not a podcast, all right? Not a podcast, like a podcast style of a YouTube live that I'll do like once a month and bring on some, like, you know, some top traders or entrepreneurs or people that make money online, talking high 6, maybe 7 figures, and kind of pick their brains for you guys, because I'm a really big advocate with I'm a big advocate of just making money online in general, like understanding that the ways that we spend our money in today's world has drastically changed over the last 5-10 years, and it only makes sense. A lot of people haven't adapted or understood this yet, but it has to make sense that if the ways that we spend our money has changed, and the ways that we make our money has to change as well. I don't think a lot of people understand that. So just making money in general. I know a lot of you guys, you know me for trading, right? You know me for trading, but I make money outside of trading too. And all of the money I make has nothing to do with a job and everything to do with just businesses, understanding how to market online and stuff like that. And there's a huge market and huge potential to make money in that sector. So I think I'm gonna start doing that maybe once a month, you know, bringing some live traders on, but not just live traders, also people that just make money online in general. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the real quick. Let me know in the chat. Is that something that you guys would be interested in tuning into? Or should I just stick to what it is that I'm doing? What do you guys think? Let me know, let me know, let me know. All right. I've been using your 3-step setup for a couple of weeks. I had just started watching your videos when you were taken down. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right. Do you have any other tips, tricks that you want to share? Yeah. So what I would say is that if you were tuning into my GoLive sessions, and then obviously I'm not a GoLive anymore, I would say check out my YouTube videos. You know, the videos that I have here. I do kind of separate into playlists and stuff like that. So if you're trading binary options, I have a whole binary options playlist that you might want to tap into and kind of study that. And that might, you know, that might appeal to you. That might help you out a little bit as well. Yeah, so for the whole Cash App thing, in terms of like not using Cash App anymore, what I would recommend is use Coinbase, man. Use Coinbase. All right, use Coinbase. Coinbase is definitely lit. And Coinbase does provide you with the hash. You can actually go into the transaction itself and just get it yourself. You don't even have to contact them, right? So God forbid your transaction ever gets lost in the sauce. God forbid it ever gets lost. You know, you should be good with that. You know what's crazy? I had one of my viewers, somebody that had reached out to me on Instagram. I don't know if you're watching. You probably know if it was you. I don't know if it was a legit thing, but if you're watching right now, and if it was a legit thing, awesome. But I had someone that reached out to me that pretty much had watched my video and was trying to fund their account. And long story short, they thought they had accidentally funded, I think it was like $50 or $40 into my pocket option account, but they didn't fund it to my account. But long story short, the transaction got lost. So again, if you just have that hash ID, or you know, was able to kind of provide that hash to the pocket option support, they would have been able to tell you where that transaction went. So it's good. It's good to have. It's good to have. For those of us who are not on your team, will you be available on YouTube now? Yes. Nana, what's up, Nana? Yes, I'm gonna be on YouTube way more. I'm actually yeah, so I got my little live stream thing here on YouTube right now, running this thing up. So it's actually very similar to my GoLive setup as well. So if we're going ahead and like I can switch it over and do this and stuff like that. So I am going to be doing a lot more YouTube lives and running it up. And I will do some more trainings on YouTube. I will do more trainings on YouTube. Not be as vague as I used to, right? Because obviously I had GoLive, so I couldn't give too much on YouTube. But I'm gonna drop some sauce on here for y'all. I'm gonna drop some sauce. I know there's a lot of you here that are still here with me, and I appreciate that. Yeah, so Glenn, I mean, I'm not saying there's a problem with Cash App. There definitely isn't a problem with Cash App. But I do know, and this is just for thinking ahead and thinking in the future, I do know that Cash App does not provide the hash ID, which is essentially like, it's almost like a tracking number. It's like the tracking number or like the transaction number, whatever you want to call it, for the actual transfer. So I know they don't provide that. So it's not saying that there's anything wrong with Cash App, but they also don't provide it. Then also, here's another tip for you guys too, is that if you withdraw through Bitcoin, as I know some of you probably will do, if you withdraw through Bitcoin, you don't want to withdraw through Cash App. Okay, so here's another tip. Cash App does not provide your win-loss, right? Which is obviously for taxes. So when you're doing taxes and trading, if you're withdrawing through crypto, you're withdrawing through Bitcoin capital gains, whatever the case may be, you're going to want to know that profit loss for the deduction portion, right? So that you won't have to pay it in as much in taxes to kind of balance that out, do it for you, whatever the case may be. Coinbase does provide you with that. So they provide you with the profit loss. They provide you with everything. They make your accountant's life so much easier. And if you don't have an accountant, then obviously it'll be your life. But in terms of withdrawals, don't withdraw with Cash App. You could deposit with Cash App. You could deposit if you want, but just know they don't provide the hash ID. And in terms of withdrawals, if you're withdrawing large amounts, if you guys start to get consistent and start to make some money with trading, then obviously you're going to want to know that Cash App does not give you that profit loss factor to be able to do your taxes. So that's something else to know, because my first like year and a half, I was using Cash App to withdraw, and I had to manually go in and I had to buy, I forgot what service I brought. I think it was cryptotax.com or something like that. But I had to pay for another service to be able to look through all my transactions, do the profit loss, whatever the case may be. It was super complicated. Coinbase did it automatically for me. So makes your life a lot easier. And also good to know for brand new people. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's get it. No, it's not the wallet ID. The hash is not the wallet ID. It's another number. It's another number. Yeah, so Joe P. So Joe, I'm guessing you trade on Quotex, right? Or that you've used Quotex? Pocket Option's been out longer too, so that's a thing too. Quotex is still fairly new. It could come up. It could come up later on. You know what I think? If these binary options brokers were smart, right? If the binary options brokers were smart, there needs to be one broker that just like no one has any question about, right? Has good payouts, doesn't need every currency pair in the world, right? Has a good amount of currency pair, has good payouts, doesn't do the OTC BS, doesn't manipulate prices like some of those brokers do, no withdrawal and no deposit issues. If there was one broker that had literally no issues whatsoever, like they operated like NADEX, there was a broker that operated like NADEX where there's your deposits are instant, you can deposit with whatever you want, there's no withdrawal issues, none of that, right? I think it's not even like I know for a fact everybody in the binary option space would flock to that one broker, and that one broker would make a shit ton of money, and they wouldn't even have to do some of the sketchy things that some of these brokers are doing to obviously make money. But people are stupid. People are stupid. I'd much rather be known for the broker that everybody uses and make all my money and saying I have the best binary options broker in the world than to sit there and be like, let me do some sketchy stuff behind the scenes like these companies do, buy Forex, but fucking IQ Cent, these sketchy companies that randomly close your account and take your profits or whatever the case may be. All those sketchy, they're just so sketchy, man. And you give yourself such a bad name. No one's gonna want to trade. You might have like a good run for like 1 to 3 years, but you're gonna grow such a bad name. No one's gonna ever want to trade on that platform again. I'd rather have a broker that's around for 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Everybody loves it. Everyone's using it. No issues whatsoever. I'm the pioneer of that, of the space, But for right now, I'm not saying pocket option is perfect. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's not perfect. But for right now, for me, it's pocket option for me, right? Let's see. So you guys like the idea, the once a month thing that I was talking about? Let me put my glasses on, man. What am I doing? Sitting here trying to act like I could read your guys' comments without being able to see. Let's get it. Yo, I like these lives, man. You know what it is? You know why? You know another reason why I don't really do lives? I feel like my YouTube has gotten to a point where it's like I have to plan. Like, you listen to some of these creators and stuff like that, and it's like everything is so planned out and not just chill. I like lives like this, man. I didn't have to plan it. You know, I literally just came in here. I just finished eating. I had a Hot Pocket, right? Had a Hot Pocket, had some water. You know, I got off the phone with wifey, and I'm like, yo, let's do it. Let's do a YouTube live. You know, I had a call right after that with one of my mentors, that's teaching me something, and it's crazy because I was actually gonna do YouTube live today, and then he suggested that I go live on social media. It was actually a group of us that we need to go live on social media, and I was like, perfect. Can I go live on YouTube? And he was like, absolutely. And I was like, let's do it. All right. So I have watched all your YouTube videos, but I am still having problems with technical analysis, binary options. Can you help us with a video support and resistance? I mean, chart analysis for binaries. Yes. Right. yeah. So, absolutely. So I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a video on SRTs. I call it SRTs. All right. So if you guys didn't already know, when I trade, okay, I break down. All right. So someone just said JS Hift. Hopefully, oh, Shift. J Shift. Okay. So J Shift said Coinbase actually does provide the transaction ID. All right, which is the hash ID. All right. So yeah, so they do provide it. Again, so I mean, if he's saying it, I guess take his word for it. Go check it out for yourself. If they do provide it, then I would say 1,000% you can use it for deposits with pocket option. All right. If they don't, then I would say thinking ahead, don't do it. All right, don't do it. But back to what I was saying. So what was I saying? I have no idea what I was talking about just now. Let me know in the chat, guys. What was I talking about just now? I know I was talking about doing YouTube lives. Oh, support resistance. Okay. So support resistance. Yeah. So SRTs, as you guys know, I break my trading down into 3 categories. Okay. Does anybody here know the 3 categories that I break it down into? We got a few people on here on this live right now. So by the way, if you're watching right now, drop a like on the video. Make sure you drop a like. All right. Don't forget to like the video. I'm sitting here chilling with you guys, vibing out, so hopefully I get some likes on here. But it helps with the YouTube. So yeah, so who here is, I see we got one of them here, right? Who here knows the 3 categories that I break my trading, pretty much break my trading analysis down into? Samantha got one of them. So Samantha, I know you get on the GoLives, right? Or you used to. So I got 3 categories. Let's see who's the first person that gets it. There you go. Wait. We got 2 out of 3 by one person. One person got 2 out of 3. Let's get it. Okay, so you guys got it. Okay. So it's indicators. Okay. Indicators, SRTs, which is support, resistance, and trends, and reversals. All right. So I always break it down to those 3 things. So when I teach, I typically go in that order of how it is that I teach. And my thought process behind it is this. So there's a lot of traders out there, especially the longer term traders, especially MT4 traders that look down on indicators, right? And I don't care because I don't trade MT4, so I can care less, right? But a lot of traders look down on indicators. They don't use indicators. They pride themselves on being naked traders. That's what it's called, all right? They're not running around with no clothes on, but their charts have nothing on it, okay? So they're naked traders. So my thing is that when you are learning how to trade, for most new people, support, resistance, and trends, like market structure in general, higher highs, lower lows, it's not easy for brand new people. It's not a simple thing to understand. So when I first started learning, and you know, everybody that I was learning from, I brought courses, I had, you know, the gurus, all this stuff. I was learning from these people, and all they kept talking about was support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. And I'm sitting here learning support, resistance, and I'm still just not profitable. And I feel like my support and resistance are not accurate. I started questioning if I'm doing it right. Then I convinced myself, hey, I'm more of a hands-on learner. I got to do it with you, man. I don't get it, so let's sit down and do it. In all reality, it wasn't that I am a hands-on learner, but it wasn't that I was solely because I'm a hands-on learner that I couldn't figure it out. It was simply because I was questioning myself. I wasn't sure if I was doing it right, because it's really not a black and white thing. And that's the thing. Support resistance is not black and white. So what I had to do was, I got introduced to indicators from scalping. I started scalping, and you know, I was learning from these people that had a specific strategy with IM Academy back when it was IML. And I started scalping in the markets, and that is what introduced me to indicators. Now, when I got introduced to indicators, it changed everything for me, right? It changed the game for me. I honestly convinced myself that I didn't even need SRTs to trade, which is not true. You still got to learn market structure, okay? But I convinced myself that I didn't need it, whatever, and I was just scalping based off of indicators, and I made a lot of paper, right? So we were crushing it on the charts, and I eventually brought that to binary options. But then I started to understand, okay, well, the indicator part is simple. It's literally Simon Says. If the indicator says do this, you're going to do it, right? So then I started to get into SRTs. I started to mark up, and it's crazy because when you use indicators like the Bollinger Bands, for example, how many of you here use the Bollinger Bands? Right? How many of you here use Bollinger Bands? All right. So when you use indicators like the Bollinger Bands, for example, it really does, when you're starting to get these entry points, especially in binary options, when you use the 3-step setup, okay, which is the best strategy that I've taught here on YouTube, right? That's my main foundation of how I trade. I always, whenever I'm talking about the 3-step setup, I always put in the title best strategy, okay? So look for that, best binary option strategy. But whenever you're trading the 3-step setup, when you're going based off of the Bollinger Bands, you're going based off of the stochastic and the cross, naturally, when you start to get those entry points, when you get those entry points and you become almost like, it becomes like second nature, right? You start to trade it, you know what you're looking for, right? You're done with the studying, is my point. When you start to get more consistent with those entries, you're going to start to notice as you look at the charts, because remember, the charts move in patterns, right? The markets move in patterns. So you're going to start to notice over time that that you're getting these entry points, and a lot of the times it's literally right in the middle of support and resistance. So you're getting a bounce off the top or a bounce off the bottom, right? And when we're looking at the Bollinger Bands, what do we look for? We look for overbought and oversold on the Bollinger Bands, so the top and the bottom. So what happened with me is that naturally I got good at support and resistance solely from using my strategy, which was 3-step setup, and using the Bollinger Bands and stuff like that. So when I teach it, I'm gonna do a video here on YouTube for you guys. But when I do teach it, you guys are gonna see exactly what I'm talking about and how simple it actually is to get better at understanding support and resistance. All we're really looking for is reaction points in the market. You're looking for reaction points, areas in the markets where you're getting breaks and bounces. That's it. It's a very simple concept. So, but it's really confusing in the beginning. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But we will do videos on that. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I miss GoLives too, man. All right, GoLive, these two. I miss Go. Oh, you're in West Palm. You're in the Palm Beach area? Oh, it's Brian. What's up, man? What's up? What's up? Yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely lit. The Thursday's events are definitely lit. We're gonna keep turning up on Thursday. By the way, guys, if you guys are in South Florida, every Thursday we have live events. Right now, it's every Thursday. We're gonna be adding more days to that, but every Thursday we have live events. They're completely free. You can come by and get some chart stuff for me. This week we actually went over. What did we go over this week? We went over the 3-step setup, and then we went into multiple time frame analysis this past Thursday. So that was really lit. All right, let's get it. Rico, what is a good way if want to transfer money from Pocket Option, not through Cash App. So what do you mean? Like just, what, are you still using Bitcoin? I guess that's my question. So even though it's not Cash App, are you still using Bitcoin, or are you saying just like a completely different payment method altogether? Let me know. That would be the question. I gotta check. I don't even know what payment methods they even have. Let me log into a quick account real quick. Wrong password. Great. I have so many different accounts. It's kind of annoying to kind of keep track of all of them. All right, let's see. What are the withdrawal methods? Glenn, so Glenn, answer the question, Glenn. Are you still using crypto? Is my question. Or are you using something else? Oh no, they only have crypto now. Oh no, I think because on this account I deposited with crypto, I have to withdraw with crypto. I think that's what it was. No, I think you can only use crypto to deposit. I don't know, to withdraw. I mean, wow, I didn't know they had this many deposits. They have, you can deposit Shiba. That's insane. I didn't even know Shiba was still a thing. Deposit with Shiba. I have Shiba too. I can't withdraw it, so maybe I can throw it in my Pocket Option account. Not letting me withdraw that Shiba, man. All right. Let's see. Let's check the chat real quick. So while Glenn lets me know the answer to that question, let's continue on. Joe P, what is that? That looks, your whole sentence looks like an algorithm. Like what? I've been using the Bull Easy MTF system indicator with Wada Atar explosion, 2-minute candle, 1-minute expiration. Like you look like you got a cheat code there. Yo, so we got a lot of people that come to the Thursday event on this live. That's lit. I see we got a few people that come to the Thursday event on the live. I didn't even know you guys follow me on YouTube. You know what's so crazy? I always just kind of assume my YouTube following is just completely different than my IM following. Like the people that I know in IM is just completely different than the people that like interact with me on YouTube. And then I come and I kind of see that some of you guys are here too. All right, some of y'all are here too. Yo, what's the delay on this thing? Because some of you guys are answering questions. You know what it gets to? You're probably tuning into GoLive late, so I give you that. But I'm like, you guys are answering questions that I have asked like in the very beginning. Let's get it. Let's get it. So I don't want to spend too much time on here, guys. I mean, I really just wanted to get on and chill, pick your brains, see what's up, give you guys the update because I know everyone, again, the inbox has been crazy. People asking me about GoLive and why I'm not on GoLive. And you know, I don't even want to get into that stuff. You know, the whole shady, people talking and whatnot. But yeah, I wanted to get on here and just let you guys know, man. I mean, there's no real reason. There's not one set reason why I'm not on GoLive. I just chose not to do it anymore. I didn't think it was really, I love, don't get me wrong, I love teaching on GoLive. And the thing is, I mean, YouTube is really what started me even teaching people how to trade. Like when I started to enjoy it on YouTube, that was like, oh yeah, I would love to do it on GoLive. But GoLive just has way too many restrictions. I can't really, I could be myself personality wise, but like I just feel way more free on YouTube. So I love this right here. I would love to do this, and at the end of the day, GoLive, the effort put in for what it is that you receive, right? Income wise, just no bueno, no bueno. All right, no bueno. Merch. Speak on the merch. I don't know how this merch thing works, bro. I set up my YouTube merch like so long ago. I set it up like I just don't know how it works. Let me see. Can you guys let me see something real quick? Maybe my merch only shows when I'm live. Could that be a thing? Let me see something real quick. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Pick a product and pin it to the chat. Use this to highlight a product you're talking about. All right, what do you guys want to see? You guys want to see shirts or hoodies? Shirts or hoodies? I want to see how this works. I've never done the merch thing before. But I set up merch so long ago because YouTube gave me like a thing. And they were like, you know, check this out. Someone said got here late. What did you resign from? I resigned from slavery. I said no more. No more for your boy. All right, so I was just playing around. I was just playing around with the whole merch thing. So this is just one. Again, I had no idea how any of this works. I was up one late night, and you know, somebody had actually asked me about the merch. I got this hat. So I got this hat actually on Father's Day. So this is not even like, I don't even know how to do this on the whole YouTube merch thing or whatever. But I was just playing around with it. I was like, you know what, let me try this thing out. And it says that it's live, but it never shows anywhere on my channel. So I have no idea how it works. But I see it here on the stream. So now I'm thinking maybe, no, but that doesn't even make sense. It should show on all my videos. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, so that's that. No, I definitely did not resign from trading. Definitely did not resign. I'm not going to be resigning from trading. Listen, I always tell people trading is not like, I don't aspire to be the best trader. That's not like, oh yeah, I want to, you know, I don't have an ego with trading. I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm the best trader in the world, blah blah blah. No, like that's not me. But I definitely I'm not going to be stopping trading anytime soon. Right? Trading's not the end all be all. I still want to have multiple streams of income. Trading is active income, in which I don't like active income. If I don't trade, I don't make money. So I tend to, I don't like to rely on active income, right? I don't like to rely on active income. I like more passive income. I like, you know, doing the work one time and getting checked for it every week, every other week, every month. Doesn't matter. Do the work one time, get paid for it over and over and over again. That is the key to happiness, right? So even though I love trading, people ask me all the time, why don't you trade more? Because I only trade, 30 minutes a day. I only trade 3-4 times a week, if that. I trade because I enjoy it. It's fun. It's like playing a video game for me, to be honest. I'm really big. You know, I grew up playing video games, man. I was sponsored in Call of Duty, all that stuff. I had like 4 Xboxes that I won in tournaments. So like I see trading almost like that. It's like, you know, when I get bored, I'll spark the hookah. You know, I start trading. That's how I started, by the way. Right? In the beginning, when I first started trading, I was just like get bored, spark up a little bit, and then, you know, hit the charge, do what I got to do. Have a nice drink next to me, some tequila or something, right? Got the hookah flowing. Obviously now I trade in the morning, so we're not running tequila and hookah at 8 a.m. But but yeah, man, it was a chill thing for me. So again, you know, I will never stop trading, but I'm not going to sit here and say that trading is always going to be my main or primary source of income. I don't aspire like that to be. So like when people ask me, do you make more with trading than you do with X, Y, and Z? It's just like it's so irrelevant to me because I'm like, I don't even put a huge amount of time in it, right? I don't put a huge amount of time in it. So Joe P, what is Patreon? What is that? I see YouTube talk about that all the time. Is that a website or something? Or are we talking about two different things? We're probably talking about two different things. You're talking about Patron. I was talking about something else. You're talking about Patron. Okay. I just wanted to clarify. I don't know why I read it. I read it like something else, which is a completely different question. I was thinking of Patreon, which I think it's a website or something like that. I don't know how Patreon works. Now, but Patron is lit. Patron is definitely lit. Yeah, I know it's tequila, bro. You didn't have to answer that. I read it wrong. Even with my glasses, I can't see. But yeah. Thanks for taking the chat. Thanks for taking the time to chat and inform us. No problem, April. No problem. How do you like NADEX when it comes to risk to reward? Are you more of an in the money, at the money, or out of the money trader while on the platform? So I am an in the money trader on NADEX. It just doesn't make sense. So the reason why I'm an in the money trader on NADEX is because I have no aspirations of trading long term. I have no aspirations of being in a trade for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours whatsoever. So if that's not the case, right, you shouldn't be doing out of the money. If you're not holding the trades for long, like, you should not be doing out of the money. I don't care what anyone says. All right, no one's that good where you're just sniping every single position within an hour and getting these huge out of the money, clears. That just is not happening most of the time, unless you are extremely patient. No, but even then, it's just not the same style. Because I was gonna say, unless you're extremely patient and you wait for maybe 1 to 2 setups a week, and then you wait for that out of the money, like that. But even then, that's not quick scalping. So I can't even say that. If you're a scalper and you're only gonna be in the trade for a few minutes, you need to be at the money or in the money. And if you're doing the NADEX 5-minute binaries, you need to be in the money. And that's not saying that you can't clear at the money, but you're going to clear way more in the money on the NADEX 5-minute binaries than you will at the money. In the money for the NADEX 5-minute binaries. 1000%. Now, I also did say at the beginning of the stream, I know a lot of you would probably jump in late, but at the beginning of the stream, and JMJ, that's exactly why I stopped trading NADEX. Exactly what JMJ just said right there. So NADEX is a good platform to trade on. I'm not going to say it's bad. It's not bad. There's a lot of pros to trading on NADEX. A lot of pros. But it is just not my style of trading. It really isn't. And like JMJ said, if you're going to trade NADEX at the money or out of the money for the longer term trades, you might as well trade stocks 1000%. So what I always compare NADEX to is NADEX is like, when we talk about NADEX binary options, it's very similar to stock options. When you talk about strike prices, in the money, out the money, the positions being, like, it's very, very similar. The terminology and everything is similar. But the risk to reward, the thing is that when you're trading like stock options, for example, you can hold a position and the position will increase. With NADEX, you're locked in at where it is because it's binary options, right? You're locked in at where it is that you entered, which is so stupid. Right? It's so stupid. So what would make NADEX better, what would make NADEX better is that I would trade NADEX if instead of it trading like a regular binary options platform where you have to lock in your max profit, your max loss when you hit the trade, I would trade NADEX more if I don't mind that they choose my strike prices. I don't mind that they choose my expiration. But what I want is that if I click buy, I want to see that number go up the more that the trade goes up. I want to see the number goes up, man. If I'm in profit right now, I want to see that profit continue to rise the longer that I hold the trade. If not, there is no point in me holding the trade longer. Why in the world would I want to hold the trade longer when there's somebody out there clearing the trade in 5 minutes and making 10 times more than me? It doesn't make sense. So, yeah, no. So, again, I don't have a problem with NADEX. When I do trade NADEX 5-minute binaries, it's always in the money. But I prefer to trade the regular binary options over short, off seas, overseas offshore platforms, whatever you want to call them, overseas offshore. Now, again, you do have to do due diligence. You have to do your research. You have to find a platform that's not sketchy or whatever the case may be. That's completely up to you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys which platform to use. That's not my job to do that. And you also have to understand that in the binary options world, man, you got to be willing to take a few L's. There's going to be some L's that come in. Like, for example, I was trading on Forex for a very long time. You know, as I was trading on it, I loved it. But they have a lot of withdrawal issues. And I had to accept the fact that I had to get off the platform. I lost some of the profits there because I had to make a withdrawal that, you know, without meeting their terms, because their terms were sketchy as hell. But that didn't stop me from trading binaries, is my point. Some of you guys, like, run into a bad broker that you didn't do any research on, and you just completely quit binaries, and it doesn't make sense to me. So, now, if every broker is sketchy, then that's different. But I don't think every broker is sketchy. Maverick, shout out to Maverick, man. He said you're on my Mount Rushmore for genuine top traders. Appreciate you taking the time to answer my question. No problem, man. Let's get it. JMJ said I have an account on Quotex that I use for 5% daily compound at 90-day intervals, and I use NADEX to take out monthly profits. Yeah, I mean, it could be good for that, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, NADEX is not bad. It's not bad. I just don't have the patience for it. Me personally, I don't have the patience for it. So, like, if we rewind and go back 3 years in time, right? And instead of me learning how to trade offshore, I took the time, I learned how to trade NADEX, and I traded NADEX for 3 years straight. I guarantee you, I wouldn't have an issue with NADEX's style of trading today. But because I got so used to, because I was trading, you know, buy Forex pocket option, all these other platforms, there was some other ones that was sketchy as hell. But I was trading on the other platform for 3 years straight. So, like, I'm already used to those quick 5-minute confirmations, 3-minute entries, quick in and out, nice payouts, man. You know what I'm saying? And being able to do the market execution trades, not having to pick a strike price, not have to pick a certain expiration. I'm used to it, man. I've been doing it for 3 years. I don't want to go back. I had a lot of fun. I made a lot of money with it. And I think I'm just good with that, man. I don't want to change it. You know, as I said before, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. So I'm good with what I got and how I got it. All right. That's the hoodie, by the way, guys. I don't know if you guys can see it, because again, I'm really new to this YouTube live thing. I'm new to the whole merch thing. So that's the hoodie, and I think I would have to swap it out. I'm not sure, to show you guys the t-shirt that I did. But I got so much more coming through. Like, I'm actually gonna hire some people, do some cool designs and stuff like that have to do with trading. I like doing stuff like that. Like simple RockStarrFX shirt. I'm actually gonna buy cop a few of those myself. And rock that. So RockStarrFX. I literally just got that done, so that's why I haven't even ordered any of mine yet. But yeah, man, let's go. I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, 80 to 90% payout. It's not bad. I love it. The lowest I would do payout wise is 70 though. The lowest I would do is 70. I try to do 75, but sometimes, man, you know, you just got to get them trades in. So, but 75 and above is always great. Yeah, the merch is pinned to the top comment. My thing is that I don't know how to do it so that you guys see all of it, because I have a whole, like, I have 4 different products, like, right here. I even have a coffee mug, man. You guys know I always have my coffee in the morning. I have a RockStarrFX coffee mug, which is sick. I want to get it myself. I'm gonna get it. But the thing is, I just don't know how to use this thing yet. So where my YouTube managers at? I need some management. I need some management, man, so we can really start, get this thing rocking. You guys don't understand. I really like YouTube, man. I like doing this YouTube thing. I never thought that I would really, like, honestly enjoy it as much as I do, but I really like this YouTube thing. Do they do that because the lower payouts are easier to predict? No, so I think it's based off of volatility. For the most part, with most platforms, the payout is based off of volatility. Um, yeah, so that's it right there, or it's not as volatile. So it's based off of volatility, and the likelihood of you being able to clear a certain position, obviously with that kind of volatility. So the more likelihood of you clearing, big profits, the lower the payout is going to be. Yeah, so I know that it's showing in the comments, but my thing is that they're not showing at the same time. Or am I wrong? I don't think they're showing at the same time. So that's my thing. I think I have to choose one product and have that pinned. But I've been on YouTubers' accounts where it shows all their products like right under the video. And that's what I don't know how to do. I don't know how to do that. Just see like all the products right under the video. What's up, Chico? Chico's new here. Shout out to Chico. My name is Rico. Right? There we go. You're brand new to, I don't know if you're new to the channel or just new to the live, but we got the connection right there already, man. Nice to meet you, Chico. My name is Rico. I go by RockStarrFX. Let's get it. Let's get it. You know, another thing that I have not figured out yet on YouTube is the memberships. So I have access to memberships too, and I wanted to do some memberships for you guys. For those of you who are not on my IM team, or those of you who are not even in IM, or those of you who probably, because I know there's all different countries. I know there's all parts of Africa, South America, stuff like that. You guys watch. There's also kids that are probably like 17, 18, 19. You guys probably don't have a couple $100s to join the academy. So like I was trying to do like a quick like $20, $30 membership or whatever, kind of just give you the basics, boot camp to get your feet wet into trading, answer some questions, do like a monthly live with y'all. I can't figure out the memberships, man. I set it all up, and I still don't see them. It says they're approved. It says everything's good, and I don't see them. So, I need some YouTube help, man. I need some YouTube help. All right, I've hit the gym now, but Rico, you the man. Oh, I have to hit the gym. Let's get it, Maverick. Hey, man, go get them gains in. Yeah, get the likes up, man. Drop some likes right now. If you haven't done so already, if you just joined the live, I know a few of you hop in, hop off. Drop some likes. We've been on here for a while, for an hour and 23 minutes. Literally just vibing out, man. Just vibing out, talking. All right. Just vibing out, talking. But this is cool, man. This is fun because I feel like with these lives, what it can allow me to do is that I can produce the content to you guys. So I can make my regular YouTube videos, right? I can make my regular YouTube videos and then, okay, be able to get on lives and just chill with you guys, answer questions about, the charts, answer questions about the videos, so on and so forth. Any kind of trading questions that you have for some of the new people, broker questions, MT4 questions, so on and so forth, binary options questions. So I think the lives are going to be more for interaction, having fun. We're going to do some trainings on the lives as well. And I'll announce those ahead of time. But I think the lives are pretty cool, man. Chico comes straight in with it. Chico said, I'm brand new here. Nice to meet you. Let's see some graphs and technical analysis. He went straight to it. He said, I'm new here, but I'm not staying until you give me some graphs, man. Let's get it, Chico. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, let's go. Shout out to Francis. Like, share, and subscribe. You will be amazed. No, facts, man. I've been on here for a while. So, my thing is, you guys know this. I kind of consider myself, I like, it's crazy. I watch a lot of other YouTubers, right? So I was gonna say I kind of consider myself a very humble trader or humble YouTuber. If you guys know me in person, I'm pretty humble. But shout out to Humble Trader because every time I say I'm a humble trader, I always think of Humble Trader, which is another YouTuber. She's pretty cool. She's cool. I've never met her, but I like her content. So she's pretty cool. But yeah. Where was I going with that? I don't even remember. I don't remember where I was going with that. I was going somewhere with it. I have no idea where I was going with it. And I do that a lot too, guys. You guys know my ADD kicks in like crazy. All right. But we're going to go ahead. I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight, man. We had a pretty fun live, pretty talkative live. I answered a lot of questions on this live. I'm more than likely, so my goal is I want to come back next week. I'm going to drop a video for you guys next week. Come back next week as well. Oh, one more thing before we leave. All right, so as you guys know, all right, and I got to update you guys on this, and we're going to wrap it up right after this. But as you guys know, so I recently, when I became a GoLive educator, okay, and then to answer your question again, if you're hopping on late, I resigned from GoLive, so that's what the I resigned thing was for, right? But so the GoLive stuff, okay. So when I became a GoLive educator, I actually had to get rid of my Telegram. So as you guys know, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I had a Telegram channel. It was my RockStarrFX channel. It had over almost 5,000 people in that Telegram channel. And when I became an educator, I could no longer use that channel as an educator. Educators are not allowed to have personal Telegram channels. And as I started to slow down on using it, what also happened is that there's been an influx of scammers on Telegram that make fake RockStarrFX Telegram channels and scam people, which is not cool, obviously. But long story short, you guys know I got rid of my Telegram. I stopped using Telegram. All right, I stopped using Telegram. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put a Facebook group together. All right, I'm going to put a Facebook group together. The reason why I want to do Facebook is because Facebook's more interactive. You guys can drop comments, you can drop posts, whatever the case may be. But I want to start seeing your guys. I want to help you. Number one, I want to help you trade and become profitable. But I want to start seeing your results. And just like we were doing the live sessions on Sunday, someone literally just said it, right? Nana, right? Shout out to Nana. She said, I missed the Sunday sessions. I'm going to be doing that on the Facebook group. So every week, I'm going to go live. I'm going to try to go live every week. Taking in your guys' analysis, looking at some of your trade setups, and seeing what we could help you with and what we could do better with those trades. And this is going to be a completely free group. It's not going to be anything too crazy in the group. But again, if you watch me here on YouTube, if you think that you might want to join me in the academy, or if you're already in the academy and just want to have a little bit more access to me, the Facebook group is going to be a great place to do that. So what you're going to want to do is I'm going to make a post on my YouTube community tab or whatever. Make sure you have all notifications on. So turn on the little bell up top, have all notifications on. I'll drop a post and I'll let you guys know how to run that, and that'll be pretty lit. I don't want to do so. I don't know. I think I'm just old. All right. I have not yet, and I have a Discord for my personal group with IM. I just, I don't feel the personalization with Discord. I don't know. I could be wrong. It could be a huge mistake not to do Discord, but I'm gonna do Facebook for now. And then in the future, if we want to do Discord, I'll probably do Discord. All right. But I don't know. I just feel like I just don't check Discord very often. I don't think I'm going to be too active in it, to be honest. But so with that being said, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. We've been on for an hour and a half, which is pretty cool. Pretty chill session. I'm going to go ahead and continue my night. I got to turn the AC on, man, because my wife is anemic. She always turns it off, and I'm the exact opposite. I am always hot and warm, whatever you want to call it. So I know it's off right now because I'm hot. But I'm going to go do that, man. I'm going to go light the hookah and enjoy my night. So hopefully you guys enjoy your night too, man. Happy Friday. Don't get too lit. If you're studying the charts, this is the perfect time to study the charts. Don't worry about trading over the weekend. Study, so that when markets open on Sunday, you can back test a little bit, go back, start looking for some setups for the week. Monday comes, you can start hitting them charts with an absolute blaze. And we're running up next week. We'll be back hopefully with a video and a live session next week. All right, guys. So with that being said, this is your boy Rico, aka RockStarrFX. I'm out. Peace.